What's going on, people? Welcome to 137 Works, and today we're going to do a live painting session. We are going to do the word of the week for the kind of Graffism VR Discord, which for this week is Fuego. And I'm going to put an extra twist on it because I had the idea to do fire extinguisher only. Yes, that is right. We are going to do shades of kind of reds and oranges, yellows with a black outline in the color of like a fire, because obviously that's what Fuego is. And it's going to be fire extinguisher only. I had a little mess around with this, trying this out and testing it, and it does work. It's not easy, but it works. Without further ado, let's just kind of get into it and start painting. So I don't think I'm going to do it too big or too fancy. It's not, again, my word of the weeks haven't been like my best work. They've just been kind of quickly squeezing something in while I can. So we're just going to get started, and it's going to be kind of like a basic relative straight letter. And again, don't expect the cleanest work in the world, because of the combination of the slight mismatch between where it looks like you're painting and where you actually end up painting. And obviously the fact that it's a fire extinguisher, so the lines are just going to come out kind of a bit crazy. So I did test this. I seem to be getting some choppiness. It's like I talked about in the performance kind of analysis video that I did. Again, if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link in the description and the card on the screen, where I talked about like I finally nailed down the settings. But it's like when I'm actually painting, it's too far. When I'm actually painting, it's kind of a bit weird. So let's just see now if we. Like, it's causing some choppiness when I'm actually painting the lines for some reason. Okay, apologies, I had to go check some things, because again, the performance when I'm painting isn't great, and I'm at 1280 at 72 Hz, which, unless I'm forgetting something, I'm probably just forgetting something and brain farting. It is just a little bit choppy when I'm actually painting, so we'll have to just work through it and see how it gets on. If it gets too bad, I'll go back and I'll change it, but for now, we are just going to continue on, because it's not that awful, is it? I mean, it's pretty bad, actually, to be fair. Like, hang on. Let me just do the rest of this outline and I'll have a look into it. So something like this. Again, it's not going to be the best because the fire extinguisher is pretty nuts, but we have Fuego. Oh, the choppiness when you use the fire extinguisher is terrible. But bring it up and around. Lowercase g, a little bit too low. Oh, we can kind of put a bit of sauce on it. A bit of hot sauce, if you will. Something like this. They don't want to do too many connections and start making it all kind of complicated and fancy, because we are trying to keep the letters fairly simple. Look, that's good enough for an outline. That I'm going to save it and then just come back and hopefully we'll have fixed the stuttery. It's just, again, it's just when I press the paint button, it's whatever the algorithm is, as I keep saying. Whatever the algorithm or the mats behind the scenes that are doing the work, that figure out where paint should be hitting or whatever, it just, at certain occasions, just gets a bit too much for everything when you're recording. And I did literally do a video showing how I do my recording and get good performance. But I didn't test the fire extinguisher, and that obviously must add on a kind of another level of hassle to it. So I'm just going to back out real quick and just reload it. Maybe I'll try 1024 instead of 1280 and see if that makes a big difference. Okay, we are back. So now this is at 1024, so it's a little bit worse quality, but I think I should hopefully get some better performance now for the recording. Again, I don't know, I did that video and I thought I had it such, but apparently not. Yeah, so there's still a little hitch there, but maybe that's just something that we're going to have to put up with. Something, maybe the combination of this map and the tool, the fire extinguisher. We are just going to now pick some more colours. I'm going to go with yellows, I think, for the background. I'm going to go for a faded look. So again, I'm not treating it really as if it's a real fire extinguisher. It's as if it's a kind of just super fat can. That's the plan, anyway. I have no idea. Might end up coming out looking awful and nothing like what I envisaged. But sure, that's half the fun. I'm afraid that someone else has had a similar idea as I did. I know people have done big blockbusters with the fire extinguisher, but I had posted a picture of a test. I did a quick AL actually over on that firewall over there with the fire extinguisher only. I think I gave away the idea by doing that. I wrote something like, oh, here's an idea that I had for an upcoming video idea. So I think I might kind of gave away the idea and somebody else might have gotten in there for me, but I think this could be the first kind of full piece of sorts in Graffism, made entirely with the fire extinguisher. Not sure. I'm not entirely sure how to best do this. Something like this. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then we will wiggle wobble. Increase the pressure then. Again, I have a vague vision of the kind of shape and feel that I'm looking for with these kind of outer bits. Very experimental. Something different. It's not something that I'd see all the time, or that you would see all the time. So, pretty kind of dark yellow to come up that bright, so maybe this is where we can come in with some interesting bits and bobs. Again, it does not need to be perfect. I feel like Bob Ross. It doesn't need to be perfect. Relax on this. I am nowhere near as good as Bob Ross, in case that wasn't stunningly obvious already. I have no idea what this is going to look like. See, getting some weird shit. Like, I'm trying, ideally, I'd like kind of a smoother fade than I'm getting here. But for just the sake of what this is, this will be fine. That is a bug, to be fair, though, that I have noticed, is that it doesn't save the most recents. It won't absolutely always save the most recent colours. Like, I've used 3 different shades there, it hasn't put a single one into the most recent. Less than ideal. We'll just do this like a little splotch across, just roughly on the inside. Just add on another extra tiny little bit along the inside of the letters. Again, most of this will all be covered. Like this one, I don't need to be super specific because a lot of this will be covered by the outline and stuff. So, mad perfect by any means. What if we go for now, right? The actual filling. So I'm thinking the fade colour was, damn it, dark brown. Yeah. So we'll go back out now and do our little fadey kind of boy. So again, this is what I'm saying. We didn't have to be absolutely perfect with it because we are. I'm losing myself. So this is where the cheating probably I can be accused of, because we're not going to do it all as if it's a super huge like fire extinguisher spray. Like, we can get it close. We can do add in some detail. Look. Oh, that's gonna be that's rough. Okay, I need to something like that. Go across, just cover it all in, and we'll just go from there, rather than trying to be getting ahead of ourselves of doing fill-ins and stuff like that. So along this line if it was. No, a bit lower maybe. This line. So let's just move this down. There's the line here. And the high line would be maybe this one. Fair little. Kind of just doing like a 3-colour fade sort of thing. Wait, how's. Oh yeah, so it's just all this way. So that would be something like this. Again, it's super rough around the edges. It's very much so trust the process when it comes to my style. So you have to just take my word for it that this should at some point turn out to be kind of fairly okay looking. It won't be good, but it will be good enough, I would say. I know I went over a little bit there, but that was just kind of to visually help me. Oh, doesn't matter because that's not where the paint goes anyway. Just stick to the outline. You know, Trev, follow the outlines. As Des, I think it was said in Star Wars. Remember which one it was. And the letters are going to be absolutely dog-doo. Yeah, so this is what I do always say. I'm my worst critic. I'm my worst hater for like 90% of the process. Usually, more often than not, by the time it's done, I'm like, okay, you did alright. You managed to pull it together towards the end there. It's not completely awful. You do look like you have been writing for a couple of years. So if that is you as well, you are not alone. I am. Hey, if this is your first video, my actual tag name is yes. Right. Something like that. Oh, I'm taking an orange, something like that maybe. The orange is coming out as more of like a peachy skin colour almost. For some reason, which is not ideal. The more that you use the, God, that looks so silly. The more that you use it, the more that you kind of get a rough idea for where paint should be coming out, even if it doesn't match up with the kind of the spray from the nozzle. the others. Cross. Fuego. Yeah, something like that. Again, just for the filling in section, we don't need to have too much of the absolute specifics. It is helpful to know what things are, because obviously that's where you're going to be outlining, but just once you have the bulk of the colours up on the wall, you can kind of start going from there to know this is too high, this is too low, this is too wide, this is too small, you can start adjusting. But, like, yeah, that looks awful. But you can kind of see an F, a U, U, E, G, O. Right, so now it's a case of fades. So kind of, is that the same colour? It doesn't look like. Yeah, so now it's just a case of basically deciding what do we want to have in the fill in 3D. What do we want the actual kind of final outcome to look like? Yeah, I knew that didn't look like. I was just going to do a 3-colour fade. I'm like, is there anything more interesting that I can do? Probably not. So, you know, it could just be one thing is to fade it up using the bricks and then fade it back down again, obviously. Well, this isn't fading really at all, this is just painting upwards. I'm having a hard time getting the sensitivity right, but again, this is what I'll usually do. I'll usually use the black or the dark colour to fade it first and then mix it in with the lighter colour coming back down, if that makes sense. So that first, do the fade on it. Again, it's not going to be the cleanest look. We're using the goddamn. It's not going to be the nicest filling rougher because we are using the fire extinguisher, but you can just get a vague idea that there's meant to be a fade here with that. It's rough. I'll be very honest, it is rough. We'll make it work for the sake of the video. Again, perfection good enough, as I'd always say, etc. Darker colour first. Oh, it's a bit wide. Use the darker colour first to go up a couple of bricks, and then we can use the lighter colour then to come back down again to bring it kind of level. And as I'm squeezing now, you can, like as I'm going, I'm kind of slightly getting more pressure on my left stick to bring the kind of pressure up. Just working that pressure in to just see where roughly. Starting off very light and then just slowly putting more pressure kind of, as you kind of realise where you can and can't. And again, it's going to be a very bootleg fade, as I call them. But, I mean, give me credit here. We're using the fire extinguisher. And then combination then of also dragging it away as I go. So mess with the pressure, combination of the pressure and pulling away. Yeah, look, awful, but just to get rid of some of that overspray then from the other ideas. Now, awful. I'm aware, very, very terrible, but it's an idea. So what we can do now is we can start to work in some other ideas. I forgot what we were actually doing, what shape we were doing with the letters here for a second. So we're going around. Again, it's tricky with this tool specifically, but we'll get there. And yeah, because I could make this a serif letter. Yeah, it won't be perfect, and I've no problem with that. I would like to make it as good as I can, obviously, though. So, whoop. So close. That last little final sweep. Yeah, something like that will do. Right, and then we can do some detail work. And you can get some of this. You can get some of this. Ooh. Just a little bit of extra bits and bobs here and there. Doodads here and there, as a great scene once said. Again, it's a little less daunting if you think of it just as a really, really fast spray can. But go for an outline now, and then I can start to maybe add a couple of bubbles on, and then we can be kind of considered almost done. Again, I just wanted a quick one. I don't have a bunch of time, as I never seem to do when I mention when I talk about doing these videos. But I'm trying to intentionally make it kind of flare off on top of that to make it look like there's some kind of attempt at having used this, like. Like, the cool thing with this is that you can kind of just be a bit sloppy, because that is the look. But again, if you're you kind of have to make that decision fairly early on. Do you want it to be fully sloppy or fully clean? And I think I've committed a little bit too early. Not fully clean by any means, but you know, I'm trying to make it as clean as possible with just kind of some sloppy elements. Like the flares at the top signifying the kind of... So I find it very hard to paint and talk at the same time, clearly. The flares at the top signifying the fact that I'm using obviously the fire extinguisher as opposed to just using a flat top, essentially. So again, stuff like the yellow seeping through there and stuff we can fix, but something like this. I can obviously make it a bit easier by using the paint cursor thing to see exactly where it's going to go. I just don't tend to like doing that. Kind of ruins a bit of the immersion for me. Again, it's like a drinking game. Every time I go whoop. I probably should have outlined first and then did the pink stuff, but shut up. Right, that's the basic kind of fundamental outline done, so now we can just go in, kind of clean it up and do some of the thickening up of the outline that I like to do. Add on some more flare top there and stuff. This should be quick enough. Through it. Big flare top there, bring it down into a smaller line but still a big line. And stuff like this. So again, it's hilarious to be in cutbacks with a fire extinguisher, but just to clean up some of the little mistakes in the filling that we made. Fade or that won't really last. I'll have to do a cut back there because that doesn't match up with the line as it goes, so there you go. Again, it's just funny to be trying to be so precise and clean and aware of what I'm doing, and I'm using a bloody fire extinguisher that sprays off mad stuff up into the air like that. Oh, I messed up there. Okay, so that's almost a good line. It's the stutters. I'm getting very bad stutters in the headset because I'm recording. Well, it's the combination because I'm recording and paint. The fire extinguisher seems to be a bit of a bit of a heavy load on the headset. To try and handle it. So it's less than ideal, but try. I don't know, we'll do something and then we'll do these lines. Again, very funny to have to do a clean line like that and something so wild, but and then again just clean it up. Yeah, that'll do. Look, something like that. Again, it's for what it is. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's a silly little goofy attempt at messing with these tools. So, right, there is the outline, roughly. G's a bit wonky. I might try to do something with this here. Hang on. Come up a little bit maybe. It's a little bit better. Again, not perfect, but good enough, as I do always say. Got a little crossbar thingy. There, and here like this, and yeah, look, again, it's not perfect. If I was to be using the actual cans or that, like, it'd be a bit different story, and I could do something a bit different, but okay, right, that'll have to. Okay, so that's that. I'm not going to do a 3D, I'm just going to kind of leave that as is. I think for the sake of just, this is what it is, this is crap, I know, this is awful, but it's good enough. Yeah, like something like that would be something that I would like to ideally fix. But look, for the sake of the video and what it is, we are going to just, hit it with something like this purple as a 3D kind of colour. Not 3D, but like the force field, whatever it's called. I'm just going to take a seat to grab this little bit here, hang on. And yeah, this is the kind of quick, like, on the fly thinking that I'll do a lot of times. If I think I've got like an awkward bit. And like, again, for what it is, that's cool. I actually got distracted by the light and I thought it was a flash outside. I was like, what the hell is that? I went to look out the window. Again, these flares are going to be awful, so I'm not too fussed with them. Again, genuinely, you're drinking that game, you die every time. Take a sip every time I go, whoop. It would not be great for you. Not like that. Maybe if I do something like this. I'm thinking something like that. Better? Yeah, that's awful. It'll do, but it's awful. So if I just bring this back down, I just spotted the thing that I need to fix here. And now it's just a case of, I think, adding on some shine. So I think I'm going to do some white shines and pretty much just call it a video. I'm going to try on a couple of quick. As if the shine is coming from the top right. That's the direction I've decided, even though there is no 3D. So. Again, it feels very silly. It's just like every now and again I stop and I realise what I'm doing. I'm like, this is silly. You're silly. Why are you being silly? But it's just an idea that I had. I tested it out and since it worked, I was like, okay, that's I think what I need to do for either one of my next own pieces, or video or whatever, or kind of happened to be that the next word of the week was fuego, which I think suits the kind of style visually that you get from the big kind of big flares and stuff. They kind of do look like flares. Yeah, it's just seeing where the spray is actually going to come out is the biggest problem here. That'll have to do. I may just throw one down here real quick. Just kind of give you an idea of where things are. Yeah, it's two very similar dark colours. Okay, right. Again, it sucks. This is not particularly good, but for the meme that is painting a piece with the fire extinguisher, I think it's pretty funny. Way. There we go. I've also just realised, because I wanted to put a flame symbol in this somewhere to represent fire, and then I realised I did that on the blaze one. Sign it here. Okay. Something like that. That is what it is. It's whatever it's going to be. Like, stupid, silly, but fun. Which is what, yeah, this is again, that's what it's meant to be. So that's about it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.